People say you're as young as you feel, and our next award winner has certainly shown the enthusiasm of a newly elected MP, even though he's been in the Commons for decades. Paul Flynn stepped into the breach by taking on 2 shadow cabinet jobs. While in his 80s, that's helped him win MP of the Year.
We have a total absence on the front bench of octogenarians. And I believe my appointment to this post will be a trailblazer one that will lead to all octogenarian shortlist in the party and lead to the wealth of experience and wisdom amongst my fellow octogenarians being available to the House. It's important. It's important that we have people in the House who can remember life before there was a health service.
Tories have already got their A-team on the field, and we've got some of our best people sitting there on the subs bench. You don't score goals from the subs bench. We need them all back. Many resigned in that awful period 3 months ago. Some resigned, they all did for honourable reasons. It took courage for many of them to resign. It's going to take greater courage for many of them to come back, and we must make it possible for them to return with dignity and respect. I'm touched by this award. I really treasure it. But I think in the position we're in politics now, where bills go through the House of Commons that are evidence-free and prejudice-rich, where we see in the United States the election of the leader of the Western world, who is a blunt-brained bigot, a snake-oil salesman, and when we see the power of the tabloids to lie and cheat, and decisions are being made by populist referendum that are not based on reason at all.
Congratulations.
How are you? Thank you very much.
Yeah. Tell me, at the beginning of 2016, did you ever think you'd be on the front bench?
No, I thought I'd have a quiet role towards retirement and a quiet life, but it came as a complete surprise. But it's been a wonderful year, a great stimulus.
You seem to have enjoyed yourself.
I did. I had a marvellous time. I mean, I felt very comfortable at home on the front bench. Having been there so long, you know, you're not afraid of anything or anybody. But I'm trying to write a new book about the experience, and I'm not sure whether to call it How to Do Bad Politics or Our Trade is Treachery. But politics is a very strange business, and we're in a terrible crisis now.
A strange year in many ways, and maybe especially internally for Labour, quite a bruising year as well.
Indeed, I think we have to learn the lesson that we have to give unity a chance, is what I said at party conference. I mean, we can't go on fighting amongst ourselves in this way that people don't trust us. And there isn't any choice but unity. We have a leader who's been elected, and we must respect that and carry on as a single-minded party. We got a terrible government. We face enormous crisis, and we're failing in our job unless we can unite together to expose the terrible things that are happening.
And finally, did you ever think at the beginning of 2016 that the UK and Wales indeed would vote to leave the EU?
No, I didn't. No, not for 1 second. Because it's turning back 45 years of our history, and it's history in which things have been built up with the microsurgery of lots of connections with other nations. This is progress, and we're retreating back into a past of division and hatred of other races and other nations. It's a terrible leap backwards.
But is that, though, pretty critical of the Remain campaign as well? You know, if all these things were maybe so obvious, you know, that campaign really struggled then, didn't it?
There's been a collapse of trust in politics and politicians, and it's very worrying if when they elect someone like Trump in America, while we see people that might well be elected in Italy and in France, who are the most backward politicians of all, not the builders in politics, but the destroyers and the dividers. And we must recover respect for politicians and restore its integrity and hope.
Paul Flynn, thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you, Jeff.